Okay, so what's up everyone? I'm doing this video because it's something I really need to show everyone. And the best way I can show it is basically doing this video. Now, a lot of people are kind of delving into the Cestui Que Trust Act 1666, an act for declaring everybody dead. Now, I don't know if people have been able to settle their debts of such, or been able to retrieve the money that is locked in their trust accounts that are being held on for safekeeping by the British government. Now, if people don't understand, well, I can easily read it out to you. It's the recital that Cestui Que trusts have gone beyond sea and that revisioneers cannot find out whether they are alive or dead. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. That means the revisioneers, so they must be the people who are checking people are alive and dead, the registrars, you know, the ones who are supposed to mark you alive when you're born, but don't. They're diverse lords of manors and have others granted estates by lease for one or more life or lives, which is human life, or else for years determinable upon one or more years of life or lives. And it hath happened, I must be allergic to bullshit. And it hath happened that such person or persons whose life or lives such estates have been granted have gone beyond the seas, or so absented themselves many years that the lessers and revisioners cannot find out whether such person or persons be alive or dead, by reason whereof such lessers and revisioners have been held out of possession of their tenements, property, houses, for many years, after all their lives upon which such estates depend are dead, in regard that the lessers and revisioners, when they have brought action for the recovery of their tenements, have been put it upon to prove the death of their tenants, when it is almost impossible for them to discover the same, for remedy of which mischief so frequently happening to such lessers or revisioners. That must be referred to us, because it seems from that explanation and that it's where we must be the lessers and revisioners who are dead, and mischief is being committed to us because people are having their homes and everything taken away from them, And if you check X1 says abbreviations or contractions in the original form of this act have been expanded into modern lettering in the text set out above and below. The Cestui Que remaining beyond the sea for 7 years together and no proof of their life, the judge in action is to direct a verdict as though the Cestui Que were dead. If such a person or persons whose life or lives such estates have been or shall be granted as aforesaid shall remain beyond the seas elsewhere, absent themselves in this realm by the space of 7 years together, and no sufficient and evident proof be made of the lives of such person or persons respectively in any action commenced for recovery of such tenements by the lessers of revisioneers, in every such case the person or persons whose life or lives such estate depended shall be accounted as naturally dead. And in every action brought for the recovery of the said tenements by the lessers or revisioneers of their heir or assignees, the judges therefore whom shall action be brought shall direct the jury, remember that's an important one, which means the judge tells the jury what to do in their verdict. The judge shall direct the jury to give their verdict as if the person so remaining beyond the sea or otherwise absenting himself were dead, i.e., for example, if you go to court, you are always found guilty regardless, because, well, you don't exist for one, because you're dead. How's that difficult to understand or explain? And I've been doing some digging. And it seems I have discovered quite a few forms, including the UCC one, Lawful Lawmakers, which is a very good one. I advise everybody to read this. It's basically a document from the Justice Centre, and it's a justice guide to the law. Okay. Primary and secondary legislation, the common law, the role of judges, international law, the rule of law, some key features of law, you know, everything that you expect to find in an equal and impartial justice system. Established in 1957 by a group of leading jurists, Justice is an all-party law reforming human rights organisation working to strengthen the justice system, administrative, civil and criminal, in the United Kingdom. We are a membership organisation composed largely of legal professionals ranging from law students to the senior judiciary. Right? Okay, you got that? Right. Alright. Now there's something I want to bring to your attention straight away. This is what they claim. The UK has no written constitution, but is governed by constitutional principles set in practice. That's bollocks. Our constitution is built on parliamentary sovereignty and the rule of law. Parliament isn't sovereign. We're sovereign. Okay, let's just get that straight. Okay? Key features of the Constitution include the separation of powers and devolution. As a common law rule, the impact of the rule of law is best understood by looking how it works in practice. We do this in chapter 2. There's one. This is is the judicial oath, which all judges are bound to work under, and it is as follows: I swear that I will do right to all manner of people after the laws and usages of this realm, without fear, favour, affection or ill will. Right, let's break that down. I swear. That's simple. That's you making a swear. You're swearing on something. But what? Is the question. I will do right to all manner of people. Well, that's explanatory. After the laws and usages of this realm. Therefore, the judge will do right to the people after the laws come first. And the usages, i.e. what you have done or what you are doing in the realm, comes first. And then they apply the judgment without fear, favour, affection or ill will. Okay? You got that? Right. Let's have a look at the next document. This is I've managed to pull these off a server which I didn't have actually direct links to, so don't ask. I don't want to. Alright, let's start with CPF 00568, and it is form 204. This form is a certificate of tax costs in the division of the High Court. Now this is for taxation. Alright, in pursuance of an order dated something 2000 and the year, I have been attended by the solicitors for, you name the company, and I certify that I have taxed the costs in specific which with the schedule below directed to be taxed by the said order at the sums respectively stated in the schedule, which sums with the fees of taxation specified, if any, amount to the total sum of, you put your amount of what you're being taxed on. Okay, this is how you fill in your tax. Alright. And then you add your VAT as well. And look, see how it says signed either by a master or a taxing officer. Hang on a minute, it doesn't say per person there, does it? Right. And it requires a seal. Okay. Schedule, the cost, the name, the address and reference, and the amount it's being paid to, tax wise. Okay, then you seal it, sign it, send it off. Right. Next one. 00569, which is form 205, CFO rule 40. Okay, Crown copyright 2010. Remember that. Copyright, Crown copyright Copyright noun, copyright. So it is real. It's legitimate. Alright. Now, request for payment to payee's bank. That's very straightforward. You put it to the High Court, the Chancery Division. Then you put your account title. Very important. This is the account title that is on the birth certificate. Okay? That gets sent to the Accountant General at the Court Funds Office at 22 Kingsway, London, WC2B6LE. And you request, you do not ask, you request the payment to your bank with evidence file CFO 206, as long as it is attached. Alright, and we'll get onto that one in the next one. Alright, or you ask them to pay you a specific sum if you know the amount that is in there. But obviously you don't, so you just have to tell them to pay the interest or periodical payments. Okay, because the interest belongs to you, not them. It's your name. They're trading on your name. Right? Get that into fucking promotion. Right? Get that into knowledge. Right, so here, what's this? Oh, okay, account name. That's the account name for your bank account. Your name of your bank address, your account number, your sort code. Then you signed as the name of the firm, which is the capital version, with the address. And then, oh, your solicitor, right, has to put his name. So, you're not using one. Bonus. No legal aid fees. Right. So you put you down. Reference. You create your own reference. Okay. You date it. You sign it. You send it off. Okay. The CFO office. They put the input. They input the date which they receive it. Okay. They put the date of the check. They sign it. They sign it for the account number as well. Your account number. They know your account number, but you necessarily don't. Right. Next one. 0057F. Evidence of life and the declaration of person entitled to payment. Please use block capitals. This is Form 206. Okay. Now, Form 206 is legitimate. It is real and it is valid. I've had a few friends call up and ask them about it, and they're being sent out a Form 206. Right? Okay. Got that? Good. Right. Full account title. Your account number, that will be your social security number with no letters. So, yeah, actually it will be including the letters. Sorry, my bad. And that goes also to the Accountant General, the Courts Fund Office, 22 Kingsway, London. Right? Right? Yeah, you got that? You insert your full names, cross out words not applicable, complete if applicable if inserting Minister or Treasurer, etc. Okay, and most of us were under the age of 18 years. Okay, we were under the age of 18 years when we were born. Okay, and that order was made on the month after or during the month you was registered as a child with the state. This is why they get us to register your children as chattel property of the state. Okay. It's because it's financially, because England is bankrupt, this is the only method the government has of actually getting any money for themselves from the bank. They have to use us as legible security, but in that meantime it means that they have to declare us dead. Now you can understand the reasoning behind that, because if they were bankrupt and they needed money at vast amounts without telling anybody, but also to provide a way for them to claim it back, makes it perfectly legal in what they're doing, because they have a valid way of claiming it back. If we didn't have a valid way of claiming that back, then there would have been a serious problem, a bigger problem, okay, which would be the fact the government parading us around as dead people when we're not, when we're fucking alive. Okay. And you see, when, for example, banksters and everyone, they look into Financial Times and everything just to see specifics, capital letters. That's what they look for. Capitals. Yeah. Remember that. Capitals and lowercase. We're supposed, in the English language, you know, we're supposed to use English. None of this is English. All of it is legalese. It may sound English, but it's not. It's legalese. Okay? Always remember the difference, because legalese is English, Latin, and a mix-up of the words combined. That's what legalese is. You know, people go to university to learn this shit. I didn't need to, because I helped somebody get a university degree in law, from what I know. So obviously I must be saying something right to help them people get them degrees in the first place. Okay? Because most importantly, they ask you the fundamental principles on common law and how it works and where it comes from. When you tell them the right stuff, you pass with flying colours. Okay? But this declaration needs to be witnessed by a person who knows you personally, who is a member of parliament, minister of religion, doctor, lawyer, bank manager, or person of similar standing. So it could be anybody that knows you, as long as they work. They must work. Now there's the condition. Here's the thing. This is what makes you think it's all collusion and deceit and deceptive tactics within the government, because you need somebody who's already dead and pretending to be dead to say that you're alive. You get the point where I'm coming from, right? Somebody has to sign and witness that you're alive from a dead person's point of view. Now, it's complicated that when you think of it like that. So, who else can do it except a solicitor? They're alive, technically speaking, because they're the ones committing the fucking fraud. So it has to be a solicitor that has to send it on, I hope not. But yeah, you sign here, signature of person entitled to payment, declared before me on the, and it said 19. It says 19, which is a problem. Because it says 19, I didn't say 20, which is a good question. It should say year 2000, but it says the 19th century, so. Okay. So everybody's had a read of that. That's good. Next form, 00571. Okay. This is a notice of payment due to creditor in the Chancery Division of the High Court. This is for discharging your debts. This is for discharging your bills, what you owe. Okay. As a dead person, what a dead person debts accumulated over the years. Yeah, this is how you get rid of them. Okay, let's zoom in. Right, full account title, that would be the one on the birth certificate. Give the full name of the creditor and present address if the address, blah blah blah, the address of the creditor, how much you owe the creditor, how much is representing a payment in pounds is due to you as one of the creditors. Payment will be made by Accountant General upon return of this form to the Court Funds Office, 22 Kingsway, London. A cheque for the amount due will be sent to you at the address shown above. Oh. We're the creditors. The government is the debitors. Give the name of the creditor. Unless the form is signed by an executor, which is an executor of the trust, a solicitor, one of those ones complicit in the defraudization of the nation. See, yeah, where was I? Yeah, bank manager or company secretary. The signature must be witnessed. The witness should know the payee personally. Payee. be a member of parliament, minister of religion, lawyer, doctor, bank manager, or person of similar standing, and it must not be signed by a relative of the payee. Court funds rule 4. Okay. I certify the person who signed the form in my presence, and to the best of my knowledge, is the person / one of the persons, so it could be many payouts, to whom the sum is directed to be paid. Okay? Right. We got that. Okay. Next, CPF 00572. Now this is courtesy of Westlaw, so I found these from their, servers. Right. Notice of Form 208. Notice of payment due to security holder. Notice of payment in the Chancery Division of the High Court due to security holder. Please use block capitals. Description of security, that would be the government bearer bond. Yeah? The description of the security is the bond, your birth certificate. Okay. Right? Again, more payments. Court funds rule 40. This one, give the full name of security holder and present address if the address is changed since the order commenced. Sum of pounds something is payable to you under an order dated something 2000 and something. It represents a something payment in respect of your holding of a certain amount of pounds in the above security, and consists of certain amount of pounds capital, very important, certain amount of pounds capital, and certain amount of pounds of interest. Capital and interest, these are stocks and shares. You get capital from stocks, you get interest when they mature. And if you visit the Treasury website, treasury.gov, right? Treasury Direct is where you go to. Alright? And you go to individuals and tools. Right? And you go to savings bonds calculator. And you click get started. In here, in this savings bond calculator is where you can calculate the value of your paper savings bonds. This falls in line with the Chancery Division's forms under Court Rule 4. Now, if you put the date as the value of the current month and the date, the year, you look through the series of bonds. There could be various amount of bonds follow one number. So, and they're in various denominations from $10 bonds to $10,000 bonds. And then you just, based on currency conversion, you convert the amount, and then that's the approximate amount. Okay, you put in the bond serial number. Now, what is the bond serial number? That is the number. If you've got the long form, which is about the size of an A4 piece of paper, the birth certificate, the number is in the top right corner with 2 letters in front of it. Okay, the serial number and the letters is what you put in. Okay, and you put the issue date. The issue date is a registration date, not the birth date, the registration date. That's why them two dates are always different. Okay, because the birth date is the creation of the asset. Okay, through the mother's waters and coming into the dock. Right. The registration date is the date where it's been received by the state and claimed as chattel property and held under trust. Okay, that is why if you check the Bible, it says don't trust in anyone, don't place your trust in anyone, because trust is a commodity. It's a saleable asset. Now, I would put my number in here, but I lost my birth certificate a while ago when my property got stolen, when I was doing my first investigations into this stuff. Okay, and when I tried getting a conveyance, well, can't try calling it a conveyance, because if you check in the Theft Act 1968 and regards to conveyances. Okay. Conveyance. Okay. 5th Act 1967, Chapter 58, Section 12, Subsection 6, Super Subsection 7, Paragraph A. Conveyance means any conveyance constructed or adapted for the carriage of a person or persons, whether by land, water, or air, except that it does not include a conveyance constructed or adapted for the use only under the control of a person not carried in or on it, and drive shall be construed accordingly. Okay, very important. That's a very important piece, because when people say that their automobiles are conveyances, they are automobiles and conveyances. Okay, clearly it says, quote, conveyance, which means that can be changed to car, vehicle, or automobile, because it is in quotation marks. It is defined. Okay, it is interchangeable with another word, which is why they put quotes around it. That is legalese, where they can get words that they choose, the ones that they quote, and they can change the meanings of them. Okay, so you can do the same, right? And drive, quote unquote, shall be construed accordingly. So if you look at it all with the new information, especially with regards to bonds and everything, and how the Secretary of State requires you to post a bond of $500,000, sorry, £500,000 to the Secretary of State, if you wish to drive without insurance. You know, they already have the bonds. Just a matter of filling in the paperwork and getting the payments paid. Okay, right. So now we've just looked at that. That's that'll be form 208 we've just looked at. We're going to check another form, 00573. Should be form 209. Okay, this is a declaration proving representation. Please complete using block capitals. Account name, which is the client's full name, which is the account name, which is on the birth certificate. Okay, CFO account number and case number. Right. Case relates to a court of protection of a client, which is a child, neither. So if it's a child, you set that box, right? And if it's an adult, select neither, but you must tick one box. Legal personal representative details. So if you have somebody representing you, free, especially, you put their name down there, okay? I/we of legal personal representatives as above declare as follows. Full name of deceased, how it says it's deceased in brackets, of address of deceased, including postcode, died on the day of such and such a date, and is the person named in the office copy, probate, letters of administration, or granted me as An office copy is marked with the letter A and is attached. I am/we are entitled to receive the payment. Now, do you see this? This very form, form 209, is how solicitors gain the money for payments of somebody who have died. And this is, I think, should be to do with probate, which is contesting of wills, I believe. This declaration must be made before any persons before whom an affidavit may be sworn, such as a practicing solicitor, a commissioner for oaths, notary public, or justice of the peace. This form with the office copy of grant of probate or grant of letters of administration to be sent to the court. Letters of administration. That's funny. That's interesting. Letters of administration, that's when companies go insolvent and the administrators come in. Right. There we go. Oh, and it tells you the notes for guidance this time. Please read the following guidance notes before completing this form in block capitals. Forms that are not completed correctly will be returned. Do not use correction fluid on this form. Well, we're in the age of computers, so we don't need the correction fluid. We just hit the backspace button. You must complete this form if the total value of the estate of the deceased is over £5,000. So this is especially over £5,000. Wow, that's just so much just mind there. That's about my money. Strange. Full account title 1. This is normally the client's full name, or the capitalized version. 2. CFO account number. This is the 8-digit number starting with 2 and ends with a letter. Alright, so there we go. We've been told, we now know what it starts with and ends with. So it starts with a 2 and ends with a letter. That's interesting, because a national insurance number starts with 2 letters, yeah, and ends with a letter. And if we just check something, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hang on. Yeah, national insurance number has 9. The CFO account number has 8. Now this is Court Funds Rule 43. This one's for actually genuinely reporting a death and confirming the death. Okay, next file. 00574. Declaration of nearest of kin. Okay, then this one's pretty self-explanatory. I will put these forms on the Brexiter website. Yeah, this is for recovering assets, I believe. I.e., if somebody's died and their birth certificate still retains monetary value, it may be recovered using these forms. Okay, 1, 2 of 10. Again, it comes with the notes and has office use only at the bottom as well. 00575. Transfer to a county court. So with this, from the looks of it, between plaintiff and defendant, the accountant general is informed that on day, month, year, the above action was transferred from the High Court of Location and Chancery Division, High Court Chancery Division of the District Registry. So that could be Manchester, Bolton, Salford, Lincolnshire districts, okay, with reference number, or transfer it to a local county court with a reference number and you request them to transfer the sum of lodged in this action to an account for this court. That's Court Funds Rule 6. Like I say, these forms are real. Okay, there's one for, this is 00576, and it is Court Funds Office Form 2112, Court Funds Rule 34.2, April 2003. This is for a request for an investment decision to pay to litigation friends of the litigators. Friends of the litigators. They're the ones. Is beneficiary liable for income tax, date of birth certificate seen. There we go. There's a reference to the birth certificate and the request for investment decision. Right here, right next to date of birth. Okay. Advice from private advisors. Investment schedule. The accountant general is directed to invest the following sums. The nominal cash value, which is here the denomination. You get the nominal cash value from the return of the bonds. Okay. And that's here in the description of the security amount and number. Security amount will be the bonds, will be the denomination. The bond serial number will be the number. Transaction details. So you're brought £4 pence on. Put in the financial details. That's for the CFO office. That bit. Transaction details. Signed investment manager officer, December 2001. Okay, next form. 00669. This is a PF43 application for security costs under Rule 2512 and 2513. Parties should use Form N244 and include the relevant part of the following. For an order under Rules 2512 and 2513 that 1. The claimant gives security for the defendant's cost of these proceedings or up to and including, if so ordered, state the stage of the proceedings until which security is to be given in the sum of pounds or in such other amount as the Master District Judge may order, and in the manner by the time ordered by the Master District Judge. 2. All further proceedings be stayed until security is given in accordance with the order. 3. If security is not so given, that there be judgment for the defendant. 4. The claimant do pay the defendant's costs and occasioned by this application in any event. Written evidence in support of the application showing that it is just to make the order in all circumstances and that one or more of the conditions in Rule 2512(2) applies must be contained in the application notice or filed with it. A draft statement of the defendant's costs of the proceedings should be filed with the application notice. So quite a few interesting forms of been able to get my hands on, and this is the UCC1 financing statement, which is used for paying off the debts. Okay, wherever they're located. But if you have already got details, you check there. Provide the information on Item 10. So yeah, I hope this is give some people some information. I'll put these documents up for download, well, for public view. And thanks for watching. My name's Master Sean. It's a pleasure to be of service. Peace, love, and light.